How to Draw Cartoons with John-Marc. Hey, it's John-Marc, and thanks for checking out this latest drawing video. I'm going to be sharing with you how to do a little cartoon barn, an outdoor scene. Well, the first thing I always do is I kind of get my thoughts out, and I'm just sketching very, very fast and lightly with my blue pencil. I like to do that from time to time just to share how you can use a blue pencil first before you use your standard HB pencil to follow up more detail. I'm currently working off my stylus on my computer, so this is a digital sketching lesson actually. So you're not seeing my hand, you're just seeing my Wacom moving around. So I got the basic shapes. I got the little farmhouse knocked out, the barn, and I have the little tree here, and I have a little hill. So I'm just getting my thoughts out as I'm sketching, as you can see, and I'm just placing some standard elements from time to time here. Like I'm going to get like a fence coming towards you, so I start the poles a little bit smaller in the distance. I like kind of angling like they're like been there for several years and they're kind of warping through the ground a little bit. There's a door right now, the barn door, and just getting a little bit more of the shape of the barn. There's many different ways, and if you want to know what a barn really looks like, you can actually go online and do some little research and then take it from there. I just use my imagination, what I've seen, should I say, not my imagination, and just kind of just play up with that right now. So that's a little silo on the one side, and I'm going to make a tree on the other side once again. You can see the sketching is very, very quick and loose. This is to help build your process when you're drawing as an artist. Sometimes you're going to see people taking a magic marker or Sharpie and draw this line and draw that line. That's not the proper way of really drawing or sketching. This is a better way of learning. I learned from masters of masters. And I want to share what I've learned from all those experience with my teachers. And so now we go back to the lesson. I'm going to probably work on a little bit more detail. So at this stage, I'm going to go a little slower and I'm going to get a little harder with my pencil and get a little bit more detail in there. Again, just remember, if you want to know what the exact barn looks like or even a tree, go online and try to look at some references. And I'm just going to architecturally use a cartoon style. It may not be accurate, but it is just what I'm coming along when I'm just sketching. That's the big barn. They have the boards across a big X. X marks the spots where all the cows and pigs and chickens and all the other livestock inside. And here we go, a little bit more on the silo. And when you see me when I'm sketching, I might start from one area and bounce from one area to another. It's whatever my eye gravitates to at that time. So you probably would experience the same thing. It's not like I just have to stick with this tree right now. I might like, oops, you know what? Oh, I want to work on that fence right now, on the other tree here right now. Work on that because I want to make sure I get the same feel for it. You know, that I saw the side of the barn there and work on that then. And yeah, let's work on these little fence poles right now and get the rails locked in there. I'm putting one rail in, kind of like a perspective coming towards you a little bit. And sometimes when you do the illustration, think of your composition, you know, your foreground, your midground, and your background. This one's pretty much flat. As you can see, the trees and the barn all in one layer, but then you're seeing the actual fence coming towards you. That kind of pulls your eye into the picture. And I'm just going to give it like a little area where possible walking and stepping around on there, like a little pathway. Let's add some stones here and there. That's it. That's looking good. A little bit more detail here and there. Again, this is a rough sketch, like a thumbnail. It's not a final one. And when I get to a spot that I like, I may take it into the computer and do even more detail than when you're going to see me with my final step. And do I ink it or do I leave the lines behind? What type of medium? Do I kind of airbrush it looking or flat color like an Illustrator, Photoshop with the airbrushing or watercolor? You can use your creativity or use them both. Now I'm switching over to my HB pencil. and I'm going to kind of get a little bit darker and work out the shapes. At this stage, I can still create and change my blue line. So that's the reason why I like to use a blue line first. So when I'm working with it, I'm not kind of like working on the traditional lead, and it's kind of hard to see which one should I be erasing or working off of. The blue is like the foundation, and now I'm actually laying all the details a little bit easier. You can see the separation. Something that you can definitely practice with. I know you're going to enjoy working with two pencils. And it doesn't have to be a blue pencil. It's just something that we've used many times for animation and traditional art, like comic books, believe it or not. The reason why we used blue pencil years ago is the copiers could not pick up this traditional cyan pencil. So when the inker had an ink on top of it, he didn't have to erase these blue lines. When they took it to the photostat to get the prints made up, the black lines, the inks were the only thing that would be shown. The pencil, the blue pencil, would not be seen. So that's a little history. Now with digital stuff, you really don't have to worry about that pre-press stage whatsoever. And now getting back to the little barn right now, a little bit more detail on there. I'm not going super, little slip and slide over there. That's okay. Let me bring it right back. And let's get that line a little bit better now. There you go. The side, like the boards. Sometimes if you're near a farm or whatever your thoughts are, go to an actual barn and sit down, take some pictures even. You don't have to find references, and take some pictures and use that as a little transformation of the cartoons. And if you have your phone or a camera, when you're walking around, you're seeing items or elements, animals, take pictures, and then you make a whole little portfolio of these elements that you can do and come back for your reference. All right, let's put a little bit more back to the barn. There we go, and the planks on the side there. To me, I'm in my head when I'm drawing this, and I'm also thinking about coloring right now. I'm thinking like it could be a nice little red barn on there. This is like you could either be a summertime or a fall time, and the reason by that is the colors of the leaves on the trees and also the grass, how you're playing up with that. And the silo right on the side there, more of like a silver to a white, where they store all the grain. All right, and that's looking good. That's looking good. I like how that is right now. There we go. Getting a little bit more detail, slow but steady. But it's looking good. Let's get the rails on there. Get the fence. There, that looks good. You can see the fence when you're looking at your eye. It pulls you into the picture, and you can see that one in the middle, that rail in the middle, the pole rather, and your eyes work all the way around to the back of the barn, and then when you come to the front of the barn, that pathway leads you all the way in the front. So sometimes composition is very important. This is a very simple one. Again, I just created the visualization, the basic. I have a foreground, midground, and the background. But when you're coloring it and you have the shadows, you may want to think about where the light source is to keep consistency so the shadows and the highlights are in the right areas. Whoops, a little sliding around still there. There we go. All right, let's get that path back on there. That's looking good. All right, I like that. I like the rails on the back side here. Let's do some little shading. Just to give a composition right now that you can see lightness and darkness where the light might be. So if I'm shading on some areas, that means I have in my head where the light source is coming from. The sun. Sometimes you can just put an arrow pointing in a general direction, so when you look at it, you kind of say, oh, the sun's coming here. Work on the little side underneath the barn door where there be a lot more shadier underneath there. And here's the overhang for the roof. Let's get a little shadow line of the overhang a little bit more over here as well. A little one here. Oops, I missed that spot there. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Like I get this a little bit darker here. Yeah. The contrast needs a bit. You can now. That's better. Okay. I like that. Okay. And let's get some little shadowing going on the roof, of course, right now. I like that. Get some little shingles, just representation. This is just a comp. Let's give an area of shadow for the silo right now. A little highlight. That's a curve. As you can see, that curve I put on the top there. So it's not flat. As you can see, if it's a straight edge, it's more of a flat. And I get underneath the silo. Let's get the trees the same way. And here's another one really quick. There we go. So the sunlight is coming more from the right side, as you can tell. And there we go. The shadowing underneath there. That's looking good. I like how that is coming out. Let's just quickly just give the dirt on there on the bottom. Simple, simple. Well, I want to say thanks for checking out this video, and I hope you learned something new today. As always, thanks, and have a great day. Our website, jmg-studio.biz. If you like this lesson, you'll find others like this on our site. We even have a store that has our drawing books and many other goodies. Thanks for the support.